Hi everyone, I'm Marguerite and welcome to my YouTube channel. So this is a very affordable, very achievable look. I wanted to make this just very easy to recreate. Like you read in the description, everything I am using is drugstore. I just wanted to make this a very sultry, smoldering, sexy look for those steamy summer nights. So if you want to see how I got this makeup look, then let's get started. Let's get started. I'm gonna start with my face. So I'm priming with the Maybelline Master Conceal. This is the redness control one, the blur and redness control. And I'm just going to apply this with my good old fingers. Now, foundation, I'm using the Loreal Infallible Pro Matte 24-hour foundation. Even though this is full coverage, it's still very light. I'm going to apply it with a damp complexion sponge, which is going to sheer it out even more. Even though this is full coverage, it definitely doesn't feel full coverage, and it feels very lightweight. It's long lasting. It's gonna last through that summer heat, the humidity. I don't know if it's waterproof, but I imagine it could be put to the test. So this damp complexion sponge is really gonna help sheer it out also and make it even more lightweight and just help it so it looks very natural and not cakey. So this is a great little trick. You can get these at the drugstore. And I always bring my foundation down onto my neck. Next, I'm going in with its NYX Dark Circle Corrector, which is just gonna help enhance my concealer so that I won't have to apply as much, because especially in the summertime, you don't want a lot of heavy concealer. And this is just gonna cancel the dark circles. So this is a great trick for any age. If you have dark circles, apply a peach color. This is the color Light Pale, so apply a peach color corrector and it'll just help cancel out your dark circles so that you don't have to use as much concealer. And next I'm going in with one of my favorite concealers, the Maybelline Master Conceal Concealer in the color 10 Fair. And I'm going to apply this with my ring finger. So I'm squirting a little bit onto my ring finger and then just applying a couple of dots, dotting it out in the upside down triangle shape. You know what, I'm just gonna blend this out with my finger. Who needs that complexion sponge? And usually whatever is left, I'll bring it onto my lid and that'll act as an eyeshadow primer. So I just want this very light. I don't want this to be too heavy, you know, especially if you're outside. We all know it's hot out. You do not want a lot of makeup, especially if you're sweating. You know, you just want to look like your skin is very healthy and like you have just very natural lightweight makeup on. Next, I'm applying this Maybelline Master Strobing Stick just for some lightweight luminosity. Again, I'm using my finger. I think just by using your finger, it gives you the most natural finish, and you really don't want to be applying too much makeup. Pressing this onto my cheekbone in that C shape. I always bring it up on my brow bone, like on top of my brow bone. You can put a little in the center of your nose. That's where light naturally bounces off anyways. You can put a little on your Cupid's bow and a tiny bit on your chin. I think this is the trick to that really light, luminous, dewy, natural summer looking skin. Next, I'm just going to lightly dust a tiny little bit of powder. This is the Maybelline Master Fix Setting Powder, and I'm actually gonna dip my sponge in it and then bounce it around the lid just to make sure a lot of it gets off. And then I'm just gonna gently press this on my face. I just want this super natural. I don't really want a powdery matte look. I just want it to look like my skin, and you know, it's normal if your skin sweats a little and looks a little dewy, especially if you're outside. You don't want an all matte skin. I think when skin is too matte and powdered, it can actually age you and it just doesn't look like your natural skin. Now I'm going in with the new Maybelline Master Chrome Metallic Highlighter. This was sent to me by Influencer, which is a company that gives influencers product to test out. So this is number 100 Molten Gold. I haven't tried this before, but it looks very pigmented and very chromy. So I'm going to go in with my brush. I got this at Ulta. I think this is Japanesque. So I'm dipping my brush in there and then just applying a little on the tips of my cheekbones. And that's going to enhance that cream illuminator that I already applied. And I love going in with highlighter before bronzer, because I find that when I apply highlighter on top of bronzer, it just makes it look muddy sometimes. So I like this underneath and it kind of shines through the bronzer. Which brings me to bronzer. I'm using the e.l.f. Aqua Infused Blush and Bronzer. And this is in the color Bronzed Peach. Look how pretty that looks. Get out there, get out of there. Having a hard time. Oh, dang it. I nicked it. Oh well. So, Bronzer Blush Duo. I'm just gonna use this brush because it's the lightest weight brush I have. But first I'm dipping it. Oh, is this cream? What the? Oh wow, I think this is cream. This feels very creamy. Is this cream? Well, I'll use that, what's on my finger, to contour my nose. Dang it, I think this is cream, y'all. So I'm going to go in with a small brush and apply a little. It's okay to apply this even though I used the setting powder. It was very lightweight and finely milled, so this isn't going to make your skin look more muddy if you apply this on top of a setting powder. So even though this was originally a mistake using a cream bronzer, I actually am happy I'm doing this because that's just gonna give your skin a more lightweight and natural feel and just a more dewy feel too. It's not gonna look so cakey and like you have a lot of makeup on. I'm blending it out with this Sonia Kashuk brush. I got this a couple months ago. I guess it's limited edition. Now I'm going to go in with just a little bit of the blush. I'm gonna use this bigger brush. I like using bigger brushes rather than little ones. I feel like the little one's just gonna be really hard to blend out. So it seems like it's kind of a mix between a cream and a powder because it's not too creamy, but obviously it is when you first apply it, but it dries like a powder and looks very beautiful, I will say. So this is their peach blush and I'm going a little heavier on the blush. I think that's a great key to just a beautiful, natural, really healthy, luminous looking skin. Especially in the summertime, you can get away with a lot of blush. It's very fun, especially when you have tan skin and because your cheeks will be like that if you've been in the sun all day. Just has a natural flush to it. All right, now I'm going to fill in my eyebrows with this NYX Micro Brow Pencil. I would compare this to the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz. Not the brow definer, but the Brow Wiz. Just going over my hairs. And I have a gap right here, so I try to fill that in. Now, eyes, my favorite. I am using the Sonia Kashuk. This is drugstore, right? You can only get this at Target, actually. But I consider this drugstore, even though I guess you physically can't get this at a drugstore. But technically, I prime my eyelids with the concealer, but you can go an extra step if you want. This is the NYX Proof It Primer. I don't really have that much left. But just apply that on your eyes. That will help your eyeshadows last, especially if you're outside. So I want this very sultry, very smudged, very sexy, very easy. First I'm gonna apply a little eyeliner. This is the Makeup Artist or Makeup Academy. I got this at CVS. It might only be at CVS. The Makeup Academy. I love this liner. So I'm just messily, as you can see, I'm not trying to do this in any fancy way. I'm just applying this pretty sloppy and trying to wiggle it in my waterline too, tight line. And then I'm taking a smudge brush. This one's by Sigma, and I'm just gonna blend it out a little. And then I'm gonna take that out past my lash line. I'm just taking it straight out, and then I'm gonna apply a little to my bottom. I need to find a sharpener because this is very low and it kind of hurts. It kind of hurts. This is pretty sloppy, I don't really care. It will all work its way out. But just take any black eyeliner you have and first line your eyes and then just kind of smudge it out. I'm taking the Sonia Kashuk eyeshadow palette. This is all matte. And I'm gonna start carving out my crease. So I'm going to mix this middle color in the first row and this middle color in the third row, and just use that as a transition shade and apply it in my crease. Next, I'm going in with this like grayish brown color and applying that in my crease and blending it out onto my lid. So I'm just going backwards and forwards in those small circular motions, and that's just gonna blend it out and help it look more blurred and smoky. And then whatever's left I apply on my bottom lash line. Same thing on is the other eye. And now I'm going to dip that same brush into this gray color. So take any matte gray color you have, and I'm applying that onto my lid. And this gray is what's really going to give it that sultry, sexy look. And it's okay if you're not really good at blending or you don't have time. I want this pretty messy and just sexy. It's okay if it's a little sloppy. It's summertime, we don't really have time to spend a lot of time on our makeup, and it's just gonna sweat off anyway. So just kind of get some grays and some browns on and you're good to go. But I love using the brown as the base because gray can be a little too harsh if you apply it directly on. So the brown will just help, it'll help it blend out a little better and just help it look more smoky. Okay, now for the fun part. I'm going to dip my smudge brush into this black, this matte black, and apply it over my liner. I'm actually gonna apply a little more liner just at the end, and then smoke it out with the smudge brush. And whatever's left I apply on the lower lash line, but I really don't have too much on. You know, I definitely don't want this too heavy. That's why I'm using just a little bit of eyeliner and then smoking it out with a black matte shadow. And that's just gonna help it really look sultry and lightweight, not too heavy. Okay, so honestly, that's good enough. Like I said, I'm not spending too much time blending it out. I'm okay if it's a little messy. If it's not perfectly blended out, I'm okay with that. I want it kind of messy and sloppy and just sultry looking. That's what those summer nights are about. So now I'm going to apply Maybelline the Falsies Push Up Angel Mascara, just for a little mascara. I'm not using any false lashes because I think that's just a little too much. For the summertime, you just want this really lightweight, and lashes are gonna weigh down those eyes. They are gonna weigh them down, and you are not going to feel comfortable with them on anyways. Now for a little lip, I'm gonna use the NYX Lingerie in the color 11 Baby Doll. Baby Doll, Baby Doll. I love a nude lip with the smoky eye, especially a dark smoky eye. I think it actually look even sexier. Let that dry, and then I'm going over it with this Mega Shine Gloss by NYX. This is the color Natural. I don't know if you're supposed to apply gloss over a liquid lip, but whatever. I don't want a full matte look. I think a little wet glossy lips looks a little sexy. And that completes this makeup tutorial. Thank you guys for watching. I just wanted to make this very easy to recreate and very affordable. So everything's drugstore, but I think this is a very sexy, sultry, smoky, smoldering look for those steamy summer nights. So if you're looking for something sexy but still lightweight and you don't want to look like a clown, then I think this is a great tutorial. You can also use a makeup setting spray like the Urban Decay setting spray too. I think that would really help your makeup last, not sweat off. But I'm happy with how this turned out. So again, I'm Marguerite. Thank you guys for checking out my YouTube channel, and I hope that you have a great day. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.